Ladies and gents, we are back. This will be an encounter between Milnerton, the hosts, against Settlers. This Milnerton side looking to get another win on the board, and the Settler side looking to establish themselves this early in the season. And as Milnerton find the early break and they're in the D, looking for a short corner. Defense out of the back, and Luca Carsten's looking to win that battle in the corner. Some wild flying sticks there, and umpire Liam Ferguson saying just take it back, Settlers ball, because it was a bit of a wild tackle there. The Settlers side coached by Mr. Anton Augustine, teacher at Settlers, looking to rebuild the squad. That ball just rolling away without anyone on it, and Aintree Burns on the other side. The Settlers side captained by number 6 Jaden Bass. As they look to build with a back 3, looking like they're going back to a back 4 in defense. And if anyone knows where their ball has gone, it looks like it's taking a little bit of a trip in the sky, probably coming back with a fresh snook. Quite a warm day again. A little bit more breezy, less gusty. The Settler side look to get settled and find their feet, so they will look for the easy passes and get those percentages, but they will need to connect them more effectively as Milnerton come right back, and it gets a free shot on target. Goes for a drop goal and gets his 3 points. And Settlers again playing that patient rough. 4 at the back, looking to push the outside halves a little bit higher. Just looking for support, and play on the left side, unable to keep that one down. And Milnerton right now, despite not having maximum possession, seeming to have control over the flow of the game. Captain Tiago hands that ball off. Apologies, not captain. And as they are granted the space on the outside, they look to build, and well managed and intercepted, and looking for an easy pass. Just about 4.5 minutes gone, and Milnerton still maintaining position and getting the first short corner, as I'm joined by Coach Kurt. It's still quite a warm day as we hear calls and requests for sunblock from staff.
There's a bit of a breeze here. The sun's still doing a lot of damage, and
I think that sun damage index is quite high today, probably hovering around 10 or 11. Usually feels like 10 when the top of my head feels like It's burning. A nice little zigzag and well read by the defense. This will be the second opportunity for Milnerton. What a conversion. Easy pass. Easy flick to the bottom right.
Good finish there from the flick at the top.
Postman just didn't seem to be in position. The score goes 1-0 up to Milnerton. I'm sure the local Millie supporters will be happy to see that scoreline after the Millie's ladies lost to Bridgehouse this morning. I probably shouldn't mention it out loud before someone comes after me. And calls from Coach John T. Thomas to get the ball moving quicker. As Luca Carsons eliminates 4 players and comes up against the wall, the 5th. Both these sides looking, especially the Settlers, are looking quite a bit younger. Space in the D and unable to collect that one cleanly.
Yeah, just put too upright on that execution with that attempted tomahawk shot there. And getting his stick under the ball to get a chip shot going.
Yeah, that'll be the second one so far. As Captain Jaden base number 6 takes his position in the central defense. Milnerton happy to just back off and maintain a 3/4 press.
Interestingly, going people man to man in the midfield, the Milnerton side, now stepping their press.
Captain Jaden Base deciding to get that ball moving up the outside himself.
So Randall, you should know a fair amount of these Settlers boys, or not necessarily? Okay.
I was involved with the Settlers girls goalkeepers, and we had a separate session, so I wasn't overly involved, but I know Coach Anton Augustine. He loves playing a modern style, a modern fluent style. And he does expect quite a bit from his players, and Liam Ferguson that's something that I've always had a pet peeve with, when players do not address the umpire with respect.
Yeah, Randall, I had a simple philosophy when I coached at club level. You would immediately come and sit next to me as the coach and think about your actions. Always seems to work if there's a consequence. No matter who you are as a player.
Some of those players just need to understand that there will be payment. First pick over it goes, and player allowed to receive it in space.
Another penalty corner being awarded to the Milnerton team. For well work there in that left-hand side attacking zone there. After the aerial had been fielded by the Milnerton player. And be interesting to see if they're going to stick with what worked with them. It was well executed drag flick.
It'll be important to see if the Settlers shock on the defense have also identified their gap, and it's left again. As their left post steps almost 3 yards outside of the post and away from the line of the shot. Strafely comes through and well managed by the first wave.
Counter opportunity here for Settlers. He's got to get the ball going a lot sooner though. Coach Augustine not too happy with the lack of execution there from his players. Imploring them to get the ball going sooner on those counters, which is really important.
The ball just rolling loose in the D and cleared well, and Milnerton find the space and the numbers. Settlers lucky to come away with that one. I just feel like if Settlers can just get organized and get the communication up, they can probably manage this a little bit better. But Milnerton side are playing with quite a bit of pace.
Yeah, just from a pure technical perspective, I see that quite a few tall boys in this Settlers first side, very upright in their stance, whether it's when they're about to set to receive the ball, or even when they're in possession. I just think they should be taught to make that adjustment.
I think my perspective on height is probably the wrong one. Everyone looks short to me.
Yeah.
But rightly so. It's about training the body. And space, and shot comes off, a little bit of a runny one, and that one played dangerously back by the goalkeeper.
Player taking a stick there to the possibly to the face.
Yeah, he is bleeding quite a bit, so he will need to come off.
Never good to see that, but yeah, unfortunately, the nature of the sport, this does happen, and we have these brave players who literally put their bodies on the line.
As both AJ and Keenan mentioned yesterday, only way to avoid that is to be as close to the player as possible, stay out of that arc.
Yeah, I know, definitely so.
Another flick comes through, good save on the line by the keeper, and they come away with a 16.
Yeah, I know, Randall, definitely, just in terms of an important coaching point is to get it tightly inside that arc as possible. But I also think a big factor, just from memory and not seeing that replay, is that the arc of the swing of that player taking the goal shot wasn't the greatest, and also had a part to play. Good through ball there for Settlers, but unorthodox in the receive.
I think interesting point to note from this match versus the previous match is the amount of time that the ball spends not moving. You ideally want to keep the game going as quickly as possible. There's an opportunity, unable to keep it in on the line. young man who had taken that stick to the face is being seen to by the medics.
And a great decision there in the outlet. Trying to force the ball through the middle of the field. And not the best execution there.
Yeah, as you had mentioned this morning, decision making when using that reverse, not just the reverse paddle but also that reverse pass. Yeah, I don't know about you, but I'm not a fan of seeing blood, and the blood is quite close to us here.
This time Settlers getting away with going through the middle of the field. Milnerton player quite comfortably playing it out, and now have a chance to attack. Great ball threaded through. And a second goal scored.
Quite a good finish, and we have another player has gone down, unfortunately. Good clearance. I don't know what happened there.
Not sure if that player went right into the catch fence or.
It looks like he went through the catch fence and connected the post on the outside.
Milnerton now with a 2-0 lead.
And that goal scored by Luvuyo, one of the well-known players of this Milnerton side. What a tackle. Just over 2 minutes left in this first half. We're starting to see glimmers of composure from Settlers.
As you say, that ball's turned over. Milnerton on the attack again on their favoured right hand side.
Milnerton just finding that extra gear when required. A little bit of confusion there.
Settlers though managed to win the free hit. I think really important in this 2-minute half-time break that's fast approaching, that Coach Augustine gets his team to focus on protecting the position that they have and getting a few more entries into that Milnerton circle.
I'm sure Coach Augustine will not be impressed by that one. They had opportunity to maintain possession there. That's what they will need to come away with a few goals here. The player allowed to run that line with ease.
Go, back yourself! Go, Nick, go! Nick, go to the left, go left!
Also Milnerton coach to go on the individual runs. And this should be the opportunity now for Settlers to get a quick counter in. "14 seconds left. Jared Bates looking like he was looking to move the ball 5 yards before going in, but he was outside the 22. But that brings the end of the first half. Ladies and gents, we will see you in a moment.
Welcome back to the second half of this boys match involving Milnerton High versus the Settlers High School. Milnerton High School with a 2-0 lead. Game that been played at quite a good intensity. One can almost feel the I don't know if this one's got a bit of a, shouldn't be a derby in nature, but two teams where traditionally would play one against one another quite often in the league.
These northern suburb sides have looked to build their popularity over the years.
Yeah, Reynolds, I'd just like to, like I was saying before half time arrived, that probably from a Milnerton setter side of things, Coach Anton Augustine should be looking to get these players to, hold on to position a bit longer, look to build, but more importantly, protect that position. I think they're just nice to see them up in the other end of the field and inside the opposition area. And had an opportunity there, but that's a lot more encouraging.
That's a massive change in tempo from what we've seen in the first half.
Yeah, and then from the Milnerton side, I suppose, Milnerton coaching staff on the other side, Coach John T, probably looking to keep the intensity and pressure on the opposition team, but also feel you'd probably agree with me that certain key players in his team need to move the ball sooner.
Yeah, I think that's what an interception there, but it comes off the post and it's still there.
Very good interventions there from the goalkeeper.
Wide awake on the line.
And we'd actually been mentioning the fact that the overhead / big aerial hadn't been used that often in the boys' games today, and we see probably the second or third one in this match coming from the Milnerton team, and been effective for them.
Quite effective to get that one. And with that interception by the defender, unfortunately lifting that ball straight onto the goal box. And another shot comes in, and not sure if he was going for the goal box there or just looking to send that one to Canal Walk. Hopefully we'll have another opportunity to redeem himself. And just immediately look at this change on the Settler side. The ball pace is a lot higher. Unfortunately playing it straight to the stick again. Milnerton on the other hand looking, they just seem to be sitting on the ball for quite a bit longer.
Yeah, and this is what I mentioned earlier, Randall. John T would probably want his players moving the ball a lot earlier, especially the key players. To make the comparison, if we look at the Paul Roos players earlier, just receive, pass, use the space when it's available. Then you can drive with the ball. Don't take the ball into conflict unnecessarily. Attempted 2v1 in the outside channel, but fortunately turned over. Another penalty corner awarded to the Milnerton side for what was deemed a physical challenge. There was a shoulder barge there.
You could hear that stick clash from all the way over here, and Liam Ferguson having a discussion there with one of the players. And we had spoken about this earlier. Discipline is important. If my indoor pens guys are listening, they know the rule. If you chirp an umpire, the bench will grow out of you. And Milnerton looking for something here, but it's looking a bit scrappy, and
should be a Settlers ball, and it is.
Settlers on the count here, stopping the ball dead in accidentally, and they can just get a few more passes strung together and not allow the ball to stop dead and defense to realign. A little bit of a messy tackle there, but comes away, and good interception here by Captain Base.
Good interception there, Randall, but just another example for me, you know, where he probably should have moved the ball, and he goes into engage the Milnerton player. And in that zone of the field, we're looking to get the ball out, build from there. It's just not smart enough for me.
Yeah, the Argentinians call it the Roja zone, the red zone. You don't want to intentionally move the ball into that red zone in front of a player. As they look to, and I think this has been a frustration for me, is that they're moving the ball with pace, but they then stop the ball dead, and the press is allowed to realign.
Just also on that last 16-yard slash outlet there, going back to looking to playing the ball directly down the centre of first phase, when they've been doing so well, like they're doing now, when they actually moving the ball around the back, being patient, and then you have a better outcome, like we see here. Unfortunate there, but that was a lot better, and that's what they should keep doing.
Eating the back of the stick, and Liam Ferguson calling in players who had a altercation earlier. Second time that number 12 has been called back. Umpire Ferguson, and Liam Bass had received a green card a few moments ago. Ooh, great little passage of player, but just not linking up in the D.
Yeah, so Settlers they've had a lot more forays into the 23-meter zone of Milnerton in the ZOF. Just not been able to find that final connecting pass.
Another wild reverse pass, finding touch on the other side of the park, and it is Milnerton ball. Well, that could have been a key interception as they look for a big ball in. Captain Jaden Bass looking for a way out there. And this is what we like to see from the Settlers, is the pace. Unfortunately, snuffed out there in that corner. Umpire Entry Burns spotted something there. Entry Burns played for Western Province Zebras zonal squad in, I believe, 2015, with myself and Bryce being coach and manager. Kiro captain, and I believe he played at Central for a while as well. But most will know him from his umpiring at IPT level.
putting a player down, but in the zone of the field they want to be, and winning a very cheap penalty corner again because of ill discipline from a set-piece player, not been 5 meters off.
I'm sure we can excuse it at this time of the year.
Nah, I certainly can't excuse that, Randall. If you know the rules, you know the rules, and you've got to be disciplined.
Settlers, one of the settlers players actually removed his mask now.
Straight out, base. Go, go,
And he's the first wave.
go.
Good call there from an umpire.
Base, base.
First infringement there from the Milnerton player. And looking to go down the middle of the field again, gets absolutely lucky with that outlet.
Yeah, well, that slip will be sniper number 7 of the day. The players just losing their feet. Oh, and another cheap turnover, and back Milnerton come straight up the middle of the field. They don't have the numbers, they've one up front. Back they come, they are still looking for a way through. Just about 7.5 minutes left, and we're starting to see a little bit of an increase in exchanges in terms of heat and intensity between players.
Very, very important that, especially from the setter side of things, as they're chasing this game, being 2 goals down, that they don't get coaxed into these sort of on-field, off-the-ball battles and personal clashes. Just keep plugging away. Opportunity here. And not the outcome.
Yeah, I think the oil in that helicopter was still a bit cold as it started to start up there. It's not making that connection that he needed. But as we had mentioned earlier, I mean, that's one of those situations we could have just kept the ball on his stick and looked for an easier outcome. What the score right now at 2-0.
Sticks all over the place at this point in time. I'm not sure if it's just could be fatigue kicking in on the second day as well. But yeah, game's turned into a bit of a scrap now as compared to the first half. Milnerton were a lot more precise in their position phases and their build-up phases.
I'm not seeing a clear structure from them right now, actually not from either side, but there's been a little bit of a change in the flow. And speaking about heat, yesterday we saw quite a few players properly struggling with heat, finding themselves looking for shade and ice on the bench. In particular, the RTS Draw Stay players were really struggling with the heat yesterday, which was a surprise for most of us.
Even in these 20-minute halves. I mean, I'm glad to have learned that water breaks were introduced yesterday. It's very important. And I think even more importantly is that players hydrate correctly prior to and post matches. I think that's the bigger challenge.
Yeah, that's something even at IPT level that we still struggle with. My favorite thing to do is just to hand each player a 1 liter water with rehydrate in it and make them sit in the corner while we watch each other drink water.
Settlers now in position again, and just one too many times again, wrong decision while in position. And it seems like we have another card awarded. Unfortunate at this time. 5-minute yellow card for the Settlers player who will play no further part in this game. And a bit of showboating there from the Milnerton player, and he loses the ball.
And then Captain Jaden Bass decides to show his 3D skills.
Jason's been overusing that slap of this guys of his, and whether it's been intercepted or he just hasn't executed it correctly, he's just been turning over possession.
I think what I'd like to see from the Settler side in particular is just maybe a small change in body language, just a little bit more intensity and intent in their play. I think from this Milnerton side, maybe just finding their structures again. Sides are starting to play with a lot more intensity now.
Opportunity for Settlers to go forward, but not much movement ahead of the ball, fortunately.
Yeah, these easy turnovers are something that they will not like.
Just a bit of a lack of composure there. And once again, it's just a carbon copy. Use the individual skill, hold on to the ball too long, and then turnover. Opportunity here for Milnerton.
That looked like a little bit of an elbow to the head there.
So with less than 2 minutes remaining in this contest, Milnerton have another opportunity to extend their lead.
Calls from Coach John T. Thomas to get the short corner going as quickly as possible. Good flick comes up and good save by the keeper, but he's kept it in play.
Yeah, keeper just fortunately getting his hands together above his helmet there to pull off that save. I think he knew too much about that.
Winning that short corner there with a flare of skill. Now this keeper is Prescott Solomons, one of the new additions to Settlers' goalkeeping lineup this year.
Another opportunity here for Milnerton. Well defended there. Last opportunity to counter if they can move this ball. And once again the player chooses to run the ball. Not much you can do with under 10 seconds going. And opportunity. Wrong side of the stick, I would have thought there. And Milnerton High School finished victorious against the Settlers Eye, 2-0. Probably Settlers pat themselves on the back, didn't concede anything in the second half. Yeah.
I think despite the cards that went out, it was a very well contested affair, particularly in the second half. I have to agree there. And that brings the end of their tournaments. And ladies and gents, we have another match coming up in a few minutes. We will see you soon. Bye for now.